How's it going? It's Saturday the 19th of November and it's raining again. I didn't get to see the blood moon last night because of the overcast conditions here. So, they've made it rain for the weekend as per usual. At least it's good for my garden, I suppose, which has been a bit of a nightmare with the slugs taking out my beans before they even getting up. I've been out there the last 2 nights for about an hour straight, both nights, just squashing slugs in my hands. Pretty gross, but anyway. So I come on today because there's been in my mind, an obvious siiop occur in Melbourne, Victoria, with one of the Labor MPs there, who's like some animal rights activist or something, MP, crossbencher. Andy Merrick, his name is. He's got a trans daughter. I'll say that. In other words, he's got a son who dresses up and pretends to be attacked. Anyway, I'll get to the story. So what's gone on is there's footage of his daughter, Keelan, running away from someone who threw a spray can at her head. I'm going to say he from now on. I don't give a shit. But yeah, so you don't see the attacker, but you see her running into this bar, right? And this bar, I think, is pretty interesting in itself. Obviously, these people are connected. It's a tranny running into a tranny bar, okay? So they're saying that he was spraying anti-squirt propaganda when someone attacked him for it, but he threw the can first at the person who said something about spraying it. So the attacker was the tranny in the first place. Surprise, surprise. Mentally unstable units. But then they've assaulted the person and then run away after they threw the can back and hit them in the head, and apparently the person chased them, but you don't see them in the footage. There must be a fair way behind, and it's a fat tranny wearing a dress too, so it's not going to be hard to catch. Anyway, it runs into the 86 bar, the 86 bar, right? The owner's obviously I don't know what words I can use. Obviously, a big Q, and just some interesting things on the gematria of the name, the 86. It breaks in simple gematria down to 33, so it's got that stamped on it, and you know what that is. The 86 also has a gematria magic. 86 by itself is black magic. And I think you'll find that interesting because I'll give you a little read of, I looked up on Google their little blurb. The 86 Cabaret Bar is an intimate venue, and it says some bullshit about where it is, that presents comedy, burlesque, drag, cabaret, magic, and theatre. Doesn't it what? So there's some actors in there, right? Funny that the person ran straight into there, hey, and was doing an act around there of graft. But not only that, there's so much to say psyop all over this. The overly dramatic acting of the owner and the worker in there, saying like they were screaming and blood was everywhere, and blood all over the floor from a 3 centimetre apparent gap, and the tranny's got like heaps long hair, so it's not going to like go all over the floor from 3 centimetre gash from a spray can being chucked at its head. Anyway, what it comes down to is her father has said that it's happened because he's support for dictator D's law, right? The father is got 2 earrings. He's obviously a poofter. Both he's wearing a rainbow neckband, right? With a son who's turned out odd. Tell me they're not involved in some sort of satanic ritual stuff. If they are even father and son, this could be all just set up as a big elaborate hoax. Got a pain in my stomach right then. Anyway, so the tranny son, Keelan, says in a Twitter post, I was attacked by a man. Like, they're trying to play this whole sexist thing too. It's ridiculous for being political. Yeah. Hang on a second. What else have I written here? So, what is the outcome of this? Do you think? I think personally, it's got a few. It sets division amongst the anti-squirters and the squirters. It shows you the weak, vulnerable mindsets. They're more susceptible to being, pro-rights for that pro-squirt thing. It's always it seems to be they're using a lot of trannies overseas too. If you look at the New York health officer, I think she was just introduced into the military as some sort of some major or something. Anyway, that you can tell there's a big, heavy influence of turning things upside down. And the people who are wanting to turn things upside down, of course, they're going to be on the wrong side at this time and opposing truth. But they're really trying to kick off this violence thing and they're using anything like the gallows was called an act of violence. I mean, who even brought those in on the day? It seems like the protesters are doing their utmost best to be peaceful, considering especially the force that was used against them. I think the Popo probably didn't think that out well enough. They probably should have done a bit less violence in the first place, and people might have a bit more gumption to strike back. But they're really trying to paint the anti-squirters into a violent religious type fundamentalist by the looks of things. Most people who are going to be anti-squirt are going to be probably truth-seeking religious people. I think that's about it. I noticed that they had 42 cocktails, and there was something I was watching recently, and the number 42 just kept coming up, and I just can't think of it right now. So maybe if one of you remembers what the significance of 42 is in gematria, or to their pre-programming. It's on a video I watched about a month ago, and I did do a video and talk about it, but I just can't remember. Anyway, they got 42 cocktails. I'm sure that's significant. So there's a club that has a magic upside down agenda with the gematria of the Freemasons in its title, with its title, who are supporting a tranny offspring of a gay MP. Gosh, I wonder if they are this probably won't get through. I'm going to end this now in case I'm wasting my time. But anyway, you see what the deal is. It's the link will be below. Go check it out.